Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time again, once again. Limitless Crypto. My name is Lorenzo Corrado. It's an absolute pleasure to host you here on this beautiful Friday. Hope you had a good week. Let's crush it today. Let's prepare for the weekend. And let's get ready, okay? Hope you guys are doing well here. Thank you for the support, as always. Truly appreciate it here. We're this close to being monetized. This is usually when the algorithm starts pushing you as well a little bit. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, all because of you right here. So I truly appreciate it. In the chat, make some noise in the chat. That will help as well. And smash up that like button. That will even help a little bit more. Okay, thank you guys so much here. Let's see what we have in the building today. Of course, we have to talk about the wins. We have to talk about what has happened here in the crypto VIP, in the community in general. Yeah, man. A lot of things to discuss, as well as, you know, a couple trades, potential trade setups as well. Very important stuff here. Looking forward to it. Let's see what we have here. We have Billy Joe. Yeehaw. Good to see you, man. Marton is here. Vicky is here. Vicky, man, I see your wins. You're getting there. You're getting there. Looking good. Really nice. Pavel. And yeah, he never sleeps indeed. Maria, Cowboy, the man. Phil Sinclair, good to see you too. Yes, sir. MBD Skateboarding. Alfredo, the crypto noob. Igor, good to see you too, my friend. Good to see you too. Derek, good to see you as well. Dre, Dr. Dre in the building. Ray. And Movies, man. Okay, amazing, guys. Amazing. Let's dive into the charts here. Yeah, we saw the breakout. Finally, we have been breaking down here. Okay. Finally, a little bit of action here after that compression that we have seen overall over the last couple of days. We saw that breakout happening for Bitcoin. We came from the 42.5 all the way down towards the 40.5. Okay. So we are practically this close right now of taking out some major liquidity that is built up below the $40,000, including, you know, that CME gap that we still have sitting around there as well here. So we are literally this close from potentially another breakdown. But does that mean we're gonna break down right now? That's the question here. I did expect, like I said in my analysis here, that we would already make at least one more push up to the upside before actually pulling back down. The amount of liquidity is now getting built up here on the on the lower time frames, you could say, is pretty significant. Okay, it's getting built up right now pretty heavily at this particular moment to the upside, all the way from, you know, 42 to 45k. So it's getting quite big here right now. We're sitting at around what, like couple $100 million here in liquidations, in sell-side liquidations right now, that are building up, of course, due to the fact that we have been pushing down some more. Obviously, more shorters entering the market here. At the same time, we are, of course, still holding tight above this daily support here for Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, you guys already know the weekly resistance and everything. We talked about this already a couple of times before. All these confluences that potentially lead into, you know, a further continuation downside for Bitcoin. Right now, we're holding tight at this major daily trend that we're currently seeing here on the you know, on the daily time frame. You can see clearly that we have been holding up here, and this is now like kind of the first real touch since yesterday that we have been tapping into that zone. So it is truly a maker or breaker moment for Bitcoin. I think that the chance is pretty significant right now that we actually are gonna see, you know, that downside, that further downside continuation here, due to the fact that if we simply go towards some news here, okay, Grayscale, for example, deposited around $420 million of Bitcoin again. All right, so do take that in consideration. Why or what, for what particular reason? Of course, Coinbase is their custodian. But you have to take into consideration as well that it could be more selling pressure coming in. The main things that we have seen is just Grayscale dumping their Bitcoin on the markets, and therefore, of course, creating that selling pressure. But at the same time, there is also an influx, of course, of new Bitcoin in towards the spot ETFs right now, in such a manner that already in a matter of weeks right now, you can see that Bitcoin has overtaken silver, all right, to become the second biggest commodity ETF right now at this particular moment. So, hey, grand applause for Bitcoin right here, ladies and gentlemen, because that's kind of an astonishing accomplishment right here. Silver has been done. Okay, the next target is of course gold. That will be absolutely ridiculous in that manner right here. Okay, keep in mind this is just the influx, of course, very important to mention as well. Therefore, it's a good start overall here. If you go here towards the overall market cap of, like, let's say, you know, the assets just purely ranked by market cap, Bitcoin is right now sitting at place number 10. Okay, it recently surpassed Berkshire Hathaway, okay, and Tesla. So that's an interesting, that's kind of remarkable, of course, and beautiful to see here. Meta is sitting above here. The total market cap of silver sitting at 1.3 trillion, so that's also not that far here. And then we have, you know, all the other ones. I truly believe that there is a big chance that, you know, during this cycle, potentially, Bitcoin could be, you know, going up a little bit further, taking or claiming its spot, potentially maybe even in the top 5 or so. That would be something. All right, so keep a close eye on that market cap just for fun. It's always nice to look at what's currently happening here. But of course, we don't take into consideration that the overall market can still go up when they start, you know, printing whatever they can print potentially in 2024 here. So yeah, that's another one. Very interesting to see what's currently happening here. Now, Bitcoin is sitting at that daily support here. So yeah, this is kind of the breaker or maker moment for Bitcoin. Obviously, right now, if you already look at the weekly time frame, okay, we have now that major resistance sitting at you know, already 41,188. So that turns now into resistance, especially if we manage to close this daily candle below that particular zone. So that's something that we have to take consideration. If you close below the 41,200, it's definitely not looking that good here. Even I thought that we would come up, at least create that bounce, fill up that gap, and then boom, I have my limit orders placed or further downside potential here. But no, we decided to come down already. So unfortunately, all my limit orders that I have set here, I have, for instance, a bunch of buy orders placed, by the way. That's number one. I have also, I had a 44.6k sell order placed right now. I removed that sell limit. I kept my sell limit on 45.7 open for this particular reason right here. Let me talk about this real quick. So for example, when looking at this particular chart right here, I had marked out these three different zones. Now imagine us magically breaking up right now. You know, then potentially turning and flipping this now into support. And for that particular reason, you know, I think that 44.6k is a little bit too tricky to look for. I think that the 45.7, which is that range, is then still something, you know, something interesting, something I would like to keep open just in case right here. In regards to sell orders, okay? In regards to buy orders, I have been thinking about, what should I do? What's my plan? What's my strategy here? So my personalized idea here is that I'm gonna go into the market with very, very low leverage. That's my plan with Bitcoin, very low leverage. And I'm just gonna start stacking now, you know, some Bitcoin right here, and I can hold this position for, you know, forever, as long as I want, for instance here. So I have an order placed at $38,000, okay, 38k, 38.27. That's like an order. Then I have another order placed at, yeah, don't be scared, but it's 34.1. And then I have another one at $31,000 right now. And I will be possibly able to even scale in at around 29 if we get there, okay? So again, this will all just create an average order. You know, this has nothing to do with actually trading. I kind of see this as like a, you know, a medium time frame swing spot position, but then in futures. And the reason why I do this is maybe very interesting for you guys as well. And that's why I wanted to start out with this first here, is the following. So The reason why I use this for futures and why I kind of implement this and why I personally do not do this in spot trading. Okay, in spot trading would mean that you just buy, let's say, you know, a Bitcoin right here. So for example, just to clarify one more time, I have a limit order placed right there, 0.02, then 0.5 Bitcoin and 0.21. By the way, this I need to increase. I don't know what's up. Really good that I'm seeing it right now, by the way. It's actually too low. But anyways, it should be a total of around 1 Bitcoin right here, scaling into my position. Very low leverage. And the reason why is the following. What I noticed was the moment I create an average order, okay, you could kind of say that I'm dollar cost averaging in my position right here for Bitcoin. You know, coming down here and I'm trying to just keep enough margin so I do not have a direct liquidation price. That's very important to mention. Okay, so I'm not here trying to be a degen. You know, trying to go all in full margin 100x on my position. No, I'm trying to just build up a position and scale whenever price tends to come down here. Let's imagine that I create, let's say, an average order value and I, you know, double each purchase. So for example, at 38, certain amount. At 34, I double that amount. At 31, I double that amount. And potentially 29, I double that amount. And I create an average order entry. If we then push up here and we get eventually into profits, okay, that's the moment at some point that I can be able to, you know, pretty much put my positions on break even. Now I'm risk-free into my position. Now I can increase the leverage. When you increase the leverage, more money becomes available. And therefore I can pull it out of my futures account. And then I buy spot. So actually what I do is I borrow money from the exchange, but I'm actually treating it like a spot holding at the beginning. No liquidations, just a spot holding. And I treat it like a regular investment. And then the moment it turns into profit, I secure myself. And that's the moment when my stop loss on break even, I can increase the leverage and make more money available. Pull it out of this, platform and put it into another product. That's the idea here. Okay, so that's kind of my way of catching up here. Of course, I want to benefit from this particular move to the downside here. And I want to prepare right now before the halving. So this is for me personally, you know, besides the trading and everything that we're going to talk about in a second here, this is for me, you know, the accumulation period as well. You know, of course, I have some, let's say, spot holdings as well. I have an investment portfolio. I have my spot holdings. Well, this is just something on the side here, which I believe in is kind of important for me to build up right now until the halving and see where price will take us after the halving. That's kind of the idea, to see how we can then actually move along here. Further along here, I have a little bit more of a serious trade position with a little bit more risk involved and also a little bit higher leverage. And that is Ethereum. Okay, I think that Ethereum is absolutely gonna do well. I truly believe that right now, based on what I'm seeing, the hype that's currently getting created, and also looking at how Bitcoin is coming down and how well Ethereum is holding up here. Just to put it into reference right now, Ethereum is still above this crucial area of weekly support, coming from roughly the 2360, you know, coming and tapping into that zone here. We closed above it, and we're actually, the weekly candle is actually looking not that particularly bad when looking at, for example, the Bitcoin weekly candle. So just put it in perspective here, see what the weekly candle of Bitcoin looks like, and then look at the weekly candle of Ethereum. That is quite a significant difference right here. So again, weekly support potentially, or weekly resistance potentially turning into weekly support. I have placed a 2 orders for Ethereum right now, 4.63 ETH at 2125, and I believe 2 ETH, if I'm correct, yeah, 2 ETH at 2355. Okay, so that's right here, practically at that particular level. In case we come down here, I'll manage to take this towards this particular zone, getting my average order around the 2200, and then potentially look for further, you know, continuation to the upside here, with my stop loss then being somewhat below the 1900s, you know, somewhat below the 1900s in that manner, or something like that. So I have placed 2 orders for Ethereum as well, due to the fact that I kind of believe in what's currently happening. Of course, we have the potential spot ETF coming along here. BlackRock, all these guys talking about tokenization. That means that they're talking about the functionality, the utility value of a product, where with smart contracts, you can buy real estate, you can whatever, agree on legal agreements, you can, use it as some sort of decentralized notary. Whatever the case may be, the utility value of Ethereum is going to be very interesting, and especially when BlackRock, of course, initiates the spot ETF, which is now delayed till, I believe, the beginning of May here. So therefore, I believe in the process of Ethereum as well, and I think that this is maybe a great moment to start entering potential swing long positions right here for Ethereum as well here. This is all long term. This is all, setting up yourself, create like a good foundation. I think it's always important that if you just manage, a little bit of capital, that you at least, devote some of that money towards some of your spot holdings, or the approach that I'm using. It all depends on your personalized strategy here. But the reason why is because it just creates more clarity for yourself as well, that you always have also in this moment in the cycle kind of a little bit of a long-term approach, and that you're 100% into just day trading. I think a balance gives eventually the best results here. And again, this also creates more experience and more exposure to the markets, which you can use later on when, understanding everything better. So I think it's also a great learning process, and the best way to learn is now and not when you're topping out. Just saying here. Okay. Now, in regards to the wins here, I want to do a couple of shout outs as well to the people that have been active in the VIP chat, in the crypto win section in our Discord. It's a great moment for you if you're watching right now, that you also are tuning in. Get into our Discord right now. Our team is winning. You want to surround yourself with killers, with winners, not with losers. That's why you're here on stream right now as well, to look at potential setups for today, trading stuff that I'm interested in, but at the same time also, devote yourself to a community that's actually here to stay, that is winning. And again, we're growing, in Discord with a very, very rapid pace right now. So again, Vicky, you're doing absolutely fantastic here, Vicky. Your approach, you're doing it. So I salute you. It's absolutely amazing to see. Levi, great to see you too here. Pavel, also killing it. Derek just posted the Sui trade long. Beautiful, man. We talked about Sui as well here, so that's perfect. Derek, keep it up, my friend. And then I also want to give a quick shout out to Cowboy for putting the effort in the chat, as well as his streams, and together with Skinny D and a couple other guys here. Maverick is also a guy that I would like to give a brief shout out towards here. Without you guys, the community would not be of what it is today here. And of course, we all know that the trader Tim is there at the same time. So it's amazing. We have a fantastic team right now. And of course, this is just the moment for us to win. Okay, it's that time right here. Okay, let me know where you guys are from as well here in the chat. I would see where we are streaming from. If you're already a little bit global, that would be absolutely amazing. Now let's talk about some crypto here, because Bitcoin, right now it's currently happening here on the daily time frame. We're trying to hold on, but it seems that if you close below the 41,000 here one more time, the 41k, that's practically this particular area of resistance right now, which previously held as support. And I would pretty much look at only the daily time frame here. So daily support, daily support, daily support. Now you can see that we have broken that support. And now it's time for the daily candle to close in around 8 hours. If you close there, it gets very, very tricky here, because we have that gap below. We have then potentially a retracement, but then that retracement could lead into, potential resistance now, flipping this into resistance, and then boom, we're going to see a sell-off, potentially coming back towards, the downside here. A lot of guys are looking at the following level, and I'm actually not agreeing here. They're talking about the 39.5, just because of this particular zone here. Yes, that VME gap is then filled completely. But I think that if we come down here, that there is a much higher chance that we at least will come back down to retest, the core of this particular range, which caused the last kind of short-term parabolic expansion right there. So therefore, I do believe that we are sitting right now and, on the verge of a collapse. Let's put it this way. What could change it up here? Well, we have to then within the next 8 hours come above the 41,200. We have seen it before. It happened before. It's definitely possible. So until that happened, the closure is there. Nothing is confirmed yet. Okay. So for now, though, from a trading perspective, the only thing that we should take in consideration right now, in my opinion, is the following. And that is the fact that we are, holding right now still at support. We're not in resistance at this particular moment. At the same time, man, it's getting very, very tight here. But what's happening right now is that we are actually coming potentially and tapping in one more time into the 40.5. As you can see here, we have a bunch of orders placed around the 40.5 and the 40.25 here. A massive amount of orders are sitting around the 40k or above the 40k still, somewhat between that level here. So I would be surprised if you don't tap into that zone first before then making a pullback. A short-term quick bounce to the upside here. But what's important to mention as well is that the Tether dominance has also been coming up right here at this particular moment. We did break out to the upside eventually. What is important to mention is that we're now back at that major resistance right now, which is that key level. This is kind of, in my opinion, that flippening scenario if you start breaking above this zone here. So this is where things get very, very, tricky, and where you have to pay very close attention to what the Tether dominance is doing here. You can see that this high right now is kind of holding. You saw a strong rejection last time we tapped into it right here. A quick wick into that zone and therefore direct rejection. Now is kind of the second time when we are tapping into it. Okay, so it's all about the lower time frames right now, looking at how we're holding here. But we're truly trying to hold on, and we're trying to break above this internal high right now, which is sitting around 6.008% here. So what's important now for confirmation wise is the following. Number one, we can also take this simply to the hourly. But what I think is going to happen here is potentially that we will tap into that zone one more time. And if you tap into that zone, it's all about looking at the reaction here. The way we are getting absorbed is very important. How does price pull in and how do we react from it? I think that's an important thing to mention here, because who knows if the selling stops in the, let's say, today, because the markets are closed, then what's interesting to mention is that in the weekend, we might see, at least one more, short-term bounce, quick bounce here, which we could capitalize on in the very, very low time frame here. Another thing, which I think is important to mention as well, is the following, and that is the Bitcoin dominance. As always, right here, we are indeed flipping bearish here. We knew that the moment we broke down here, this next candle now is looking not that good. And again, we are still, or at least I'm still waiting for the 50.74% to be hit, because I think this is where we're going to see the big move coming. And that's usually where it is here. The reason why is because if Bitcoin comes down significantly, and I'm not talking about a slow pace right now, the 15% that you have seen right now here, okay? Besides this initial move, of course, which was just that sell the news event right there, this move right here and everything that we're currently seeing here, this is still, in my opinion, this is still a relatively slow move. The moment the Bitcoin dominance will be in support and a big move happens, that's when you're going to see truly knowing if Bitcoin is going to capitalize, harder than the altcoins or the other way around here. So therefore, keep a close eye on the 50.74%, because if we push up and the Tether dominance is pushing up with it, then altcoins are going to come down, significantly here. So, it is an important level to look at here, just for your altcoins and your altcoin holdings or your altcoin trades in that manner. Because if you break below it, it's again more favorable for altcoins. If you break or if you bounce from it, it's usually a really bad signal here. That could also lead to really nice short opportunities for the altcoins as well, if that happens though. So, there are always opportunities out there that we could take in consideration. So for now, Bitcoin has been taken out this particular low. That's just happened here. We are now at 41,000. I'm very curious to see how Bitcoin will move here, and if you start pushing up, or if you come down towards 40.5 one more time here. We will gonna find out in the next couple of minutes. Then at the same time, of course, we will also have more information in regards to you know, some of the setups that we're looking for. Axie Infinity right now is in that zone that we have been talking about for I don't know. We talked about it from the beginning of the week. We were still up way too high here. We are now back at this area of the month here, you know, after that small gap fill. So I'm very curious to see how Bitcoin is moving, and if there is a chance of a short-term, you know, reaction here before we, of course, move further along here. So very curious to see how this gives us that confirmation, and if you do get a confirmation on the lower time frame, you know, we will see how that then goes, in case we can take like a long position or something like that. That would be amazing. Then the last thing I think is important to mention before we continue here is the following. The Bitcoin Volatility Index, ladies and gentlemen. The Bitcoin Volatility Index right now is above that critical you know, resistance that we saw here. So the way we have been formulating the W formation, you know, this is where the moment we tapped into the zone, by the way, came back and kind of bounced from the zone here. That was the moment when Bitcoin actually broke down as well. So every single time when you see it being around a low right here, that's when you have to pay attention to the Bitcoin price. Because if you then see it coming up and you see it, you know, pushing up below, or let's say it closes above a previous candle, and you look at the Bitcoin price here, let's say this was like at 11, right? You can see it right here, 11 a.m. EST, Thursday, the 18th. And if you then look at the Bitcoin Volatility Index, that was right here. Okay, that was the exact moment when you bounced from that particular low. And that could be an interesting moment to start looking at, you know, that expansion here. And that could be a nice trade if you kind of utilize the Bitcoin historical volatility index right here. Okay. With that said here, guys, yeah, let's keep a very close eye on it. It's gonna be interesting here. I'm gonna keep most of my positions open in regards to all the limit orders that I've placed here. That's just all, you know, medium term. I have big faith in Ethereum. Let me know what you guys think about the potential of Ethereum, about your personal research you have done in regards to potentially the ETF and things that are coming here. Are you guys bullish or are you guys bearish? Let me know in the chat here. At the same time, I would also love to go over a couple of potential spot trades that I'm going to take as well. You can also trade in spot. That means that you just buy something, you hold it, and you know, you wait for price to move up here. I think there are a couple of setups which I think are going to come to key levels that are not tradable on futures as well. But you know, most of our setups, of course, will be there in futures here. We have Marton. Says, I'm from Hungary. One of my friends is watching you from Portugal at the moment. I just introduced your stream. You're really loving it. Amazing, Marton. Nice, man. Amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Ray says, Wales, UK. Amazing. Pavel is from the Czech Republic. Cowboy is from Ontario, Canada. A lot of snow right now. I kind of miss snow at the moment. I miss the snow at the moment here. I can't wait. I should book, you know, some sort of snow holiday right here. I think that's what I need to do. Probably in Japan or something. Something like that. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Very hot summer. All right. There we go. The crypto news is winners. Answers, Ethereum is gonna go to 10K. Billy Jones, have you tried to put the RSI stochastic on the volatility chart? I have not. I have actually not. That's a very interesting statement. I will give it a try. Why not try it out, Billy Joe, and let me know how it goes? That's actually a very good point right here. Very good point. Amazing. Joyce is out from Montreal, Canada. Ricardo is from Italy. All right, Ismail, amazing. Good to see you guys. All right, so what do we need to see right now? Well, it's very clear what we need to see. We need to see, you know, a little bit of a confirmation from Bitcoin right now first, before we can start looking at, you know, some of these altcoins right here. What I also want to do though, is I want to go to the crypto bubbles. Of course, the daily looks not particularly great right now at this particular moment in time. Of course, you know, the only ones that have been performing better than expected here are 3 different ones, okay? Number 1 is Litecoin, okay? Litecoin is right here. And look at what Litecoin has been doing on the weekly time frame, okay? We know how bad the weekly time frame of Bitcoin is looking like here. Well, Litecoin is actually doing its thing right now and is actually holding up very, very, very good here. Even further, we even had a bullish day as one of the only cryptocurrencies that were actually coming up here. So Litecoin is coming back to life here. It's great to see Litecoin doing its thing here. We call Litecoin the silver of the cryptocurrency market right now. So it's good to see that we're kind of holding here. Look at how we're holding in this daily level as well. It's actually, you know, super interesting to see the way we're actually, you know, the way we actually liquidated the lows, you know, took out a lot of stop losses that were built up below the $66, $65 right here, coming down all the way towards the you know, the 55, tapping into the weekly zone, then pushing up and now creating that formation again. So the way Litecoin is actually holding up here, look at that. It's actually looking quite solid here. Can I say? So what I'm interested in right now is the following. Look at the 2-hour candle here, and that is closing in 4 minutes. So the reason why I think this is important to mention is because what has happened was we have closed a hourly candle above this high right here, which was a very difficult high to break. And the reason why is because look how aggressive that sell was right here. You know, and look how beautiful and strong we actually recovered from it. This looks extremely bullish, and not because we're looking, no, we're pushing up here. No, just because of that reversal play right here. And then also understand that Bitcoin now is finally back into support on the lower time frames right now, okay? Therefore, you know, Bitcoin being in support, Litecoin being so, you know, aggressive, you know, if we start closing above here and this next candle comes down and it flips bullish, I might be able to take a long position here and see where it takes us. Especially if Bitcoin right now is looking, you know, good enough, then I might be even more interested in it. And also look, of course, at this this overall candle structure right now. It's just an interesting way of looking at it right now. The fact that Litecoin is actually holding up so strong. So we have, yeah, around 3 minutes left for that particular closure for Litecoin. And if we start flipping this this body, so the previous closures, then I would love to see the next candle coming down and then flipping. And if you flip bullish, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a long right here, put my stop loss below the wick, and then target. And I need to zoom out a little bit further here. This particular high, so that's actually this particular zone right here, which then gives us, depending on the next candle here, the way we're going to formulate the next candle, because the wick is going to come below that next candle here. Yeah, how much of a risk reward this is going to be here. But that's kind of the idea I have for Litecoin. The way we're setting up here is just looking too strong right now at the moment. The way we came down and retested it, filled up that gap, and now actually closing above here. Hopefully in around 2 minutes we close above the $70 here. Could also act as some sort of psychological level. Just saying, could be interesting for Litecoin here. Okay, AXS, no confirmation yet here. Let's see what else we have here. We had another one, which also blew my mind this week, and that is Chainlink. Okay, Chainlink on the weekly time frame once again is also holding up very, very strong, while Bitcoin has been actually looking very, very weak here. So the difference between Bitcoin and Link, and the difference between Bitcoin and Litecoin, you know, is very interesting. If you look at the crypto ecosystem watch list, okay, if you want me to share it with you, let me know in Discord. I'll share it with you right here. I have also added, I'll show that actually in a second here. But look at Link and look at Litecoin here. The dominance of Link here, 4.4%. Litecoin, okay, 4%. So the dominance in the overall market right now is where the magic happens here. Litecoin is coming up right now. It's doing its thing, and it's just previously broken again above that initial weekly support here. So for example, we had that support there. We then broke that support, and the next candle after that closed above it again. So we reclaimed that level of support here, and that's the main reason why Link now is doing so well, because you see that this candle of this week right now actually completely confirmed that confirmation. So when you are trading, let's say the big players right here, right? Cardano, BNB, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Litecoin, Matic, you name it. You probably have it for a couple other ones that I have not added to this list here. The Link dominance chart and the Litecoin dominance chart is of course looking completely different than the price of Litecoin, for example. So if you go to Litecoin right here one more time, and you go towards this chart here, and then you look at it on the weekly time frame, this is of course looking completely different than the actual dominance factor. So when you look at the dominance charts, you kind of get the confirmation of what might be looking better for that particular week. Because of the fact that Litecoin claimed back its territory, that could have been a nice signal for us this week that Litecoin would potentially, outperform some of the others in the market. That's what dominance means, right? It's the dominance against the overall market. So if the dominance was, let's say, 0.29% of the total market cap, which is like $1.6 trillion, now being 0.33%, that means we gained, a 0.04% of dominance, which is good to see. All right. Same thing counts, of course, for Chainlink. So Chainlink has right now a 0.55%. This week started, or at least when we came down here, we started at 0.52%. We came down a week ago at 0.47%. And you can see once again that on the weekly, you flipped it into support right here. So you had that resistance, you broke its resistance, you flipped it in support, and that expansion was, of course, amazing to see, because that was that confirmation for us. So these confirmations are confirmations you not get on the chart if you would just go to the Link chart or the Litecoin chart. But the dominance charts giving you these type of confirmations right here. So highly recommend you to use them. It could be very, very useful. BNB is also looking quite good. It looks better, okay? What we have to see for next week already, I want to just prepare you for next week already here, and that's BNB. And the reason why is because, if you see what we're having here right now, we have that support on the weekly time frame for the market cap of the BNB dominance. You can see right now that we have been holding this. We broke below it. And right now we tried to break above it already, but we could not break above it right here. You see that? We had that one rejection, second rejection, third rejection, the fourth rejection. This could be the fifth break. So therefore, if we then close above it here, okay, let's say on a Sunday, then, you could look for that continuation to the upside in regards to dominance for BNB here. So if you are a spot trader, you could say, what, I'm holding Bitcoin right now. The dominance of BNB looks better, it might be better to buy some BNB so to hedge myself if I don't want to sell it for Tether. Or if the market's neutralizing itself, so if we are consolidating again like we did the whole week, this week, then you could say, hey, it might be perfect for BNB here to gain the dominance, therefore going up in price as well here. So yeah, one more time, that's just a little trick for today. I always want to come up with the tip of the day. This is the tip of the day, okay? Look at the BNB, not the BNB, but look at the dominance charts here of the altcoins and not just the BTC dominance. I think if you just utilize this on the weekly time frame with horizontal support and resistance or trend lines, the combination, very simple, don't overcomplicate it. You will gain another advantage, a little advantage that will make you a better trader over the long term. Why? Because it creates perspective. And perspective creates more opportunity. Beautiful. So that's that for Litecoin here. I want to come back to the 2-hour chart here. That's actually a trade that I would seriously consider if this one creates a bottom wick and it flips bullish. Going long on Litecoin here. Okay, so that's definitely something. Yeah, in the meantime, we can start looking at how Bitcoin is doing. We're trying to claim back some momentum here, so that's also good to see. Fantastic. Now let's just keep a close eye on a couple of other setups as well. Litecoin is on my radar, guys. Chainlink. Let me see what Chainlink and BNB are doing as well. These were the other two that I would like to look at right now as well, because it's getting interesting. Let's see. There we go. No. Okay, Chainlink. No, we need to start breaking above this high here. Okay, no, Litecoin is actually one of the only ones that is actually looking pretty solid here. What I would love to do is with you guys as well to look and go over a couple of other setups with you guys as well here. Let's build, some of these setups here, preferably to take now. So I would prefer to look at like the lower time frames as well, because I would love to execute some live positions right now today. Why not? It's Friday. Let's have some fun today. Let's see where we can take it. Okay, that will be amazing. Marton says smash that like button. Thank you, man, Marton. I appreciate it here. It helps us tremendously right now. If you can help us by smashing up that like button here, we are a young channel. We have a bigger community already. Our community consists of 16,000 traders. We are originally like a Forex community. We are now building our, you could say, crypto department. Okay, and things are looking very well. And I'm very happy with the energy, the input, and the fact that people are already starting to make a bunch of money right now. It's just amazing to see how quickly we can build something if we put in the work, of course, and the energy. So that's beautiful, guys. Thank you for the support here. Absolutely amazing. Let's see. We have Kaspa, SNX Long, and Blur. Yeah, let's go over Kaspa here, because Kaspa right now is one of these projects that if you are, if you prepare yourself, there is just so much potential here. Even though that the weekly looks not that great at this particular moment here. The weekly looks weaker. That's an understatement. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. Okay, we have broken below that low here. Not a single sign of recovery, if you ask me here. I would not bet against this downtrend right now. So no, this is it's starting to slow down a little bit here. Yeah, I would love to see it coming up, but yeah, create some sort of rejection from this zone first. That's the thing with Kaspa right now. We are needed to come down towards the 0.93428 here. I think that's kind of like very interesting to me. Okay, the fact that we can come down here, because this is definitely a great buy in case we're holding up here. Why? Because we swiped the lows already. I think that we have now been building a lot of liquidity upside. At the same time, we have that massive zone. This is actually on the higher time frame. Super key level. So this whole zone right here is gonna cause some friction and some support here. So the question now is like, are we able to actually come down here to potentially, continue our short position and try to scale it down another, 6% to the downside to start looking at for further continuation? Well, the only setups that we have to look for then is this one right here. We have to then come back down towards this zone and see if that is possible for us to come up and then potentially look for further continuation to the downside right there. So yeah, let's see how that one how that one goes if we come up and then come down here. This is definitely something that I'm interested in right now. I mean, there is not much happening in the middle right now, right? So there's like a massive gap here, and it's all about, you know, coming down towards the zone, which I think we're going to go to at some point. So, you know, if we can manage to trail this down, then why not here? Combination of that supply in combination with that final expansion that you see from this high to this low, that's the 50% as well. And then it also aligns with that resistance right here. So, you know, this support now flipping potentially into resistance right there. So then I would look for an entry like this. Stop loss above the high. And then targeting the... a little bit higher right there. And then targeting the lows, of course. Pushing us further down here. So that could be a very nice and clean trade. And it gives us a little bit more room as well, because we see a minor gap there around the 70.5. So that's another zone. Something like that. Yeah, could be good for cost here, in my opinion, right now at this particular moment, in case we, you know, we can trade it here. So yeah, no, it looks good. But yeah, a retracement is a must for us to look for that further continuation for Kaspa right here. Really liking it. Okay, really liking it right now. The Bitcoin dominance is starting to come up here, so that could be an indication that altcoins are in critical condition, because the combination right now of the Tether dominance coming up and the Bitcoin dominance shooting up here could lead into further continuation, and that's why no flip is no trade for Litecoin here. Man, these are great moments here. Tim says, what's catching my eyes for a while right now is that Render is front running most of the time Bitcoin. I have a good level on Render at 3.5. Yeah, let's go over Render right away. Let's do it. This one right here, right? Yeah, I was looking at yeah, this is like a really nice zone for Render. I agree. Yeah, no, really nice zone here. But again, also a strong rejection now at this particular moment. We came back down lower low. So yeah. Oh man. Let's go to the 15-minute. This is low. This low is now getting taken out here. Are we able to push up? That's the question. Are we able to push up towards the 4.1548? Last low to last high here, 618. Are we able to get back to that level here? And then take a short position right there for Render. Because we still have same thing like we have with Kaspa here. That's another 12% as well. And in the meantime, we still have, of course, this range. But I think you're right. I think the 3.5 is much more interesting, which is actually this low right here. To bring price towards this low. You know, that was the start of that reversal play. After the expansion down. That reversal, and then, you know, coming back into the level here. So, yeah, shorting Render to that level could be really good right now. That's why I'm saying, like, we have to pay very close attention to the Bitcoin dominance right now, because if the Bitcoin dominance starts shooting up, then altcoins are gonna come down heavily, and then it's really gonna lose the initial support that they had right here when Bitcoin was dropping. They were actually performing and outperforming Bitcoin. But if now the tide is turning here and we're holding that support and we're coming up, and the Tether dominance is still pushing up here, yeah, that's where things get get very interesting here. So yeah, I really like this setup, to be honest. Coming back towards this zone, and we have another one right here a little bit higher, due to the fact that we still have a oh no, that gap is filled No, I like this trade. I like that trade right here. Bim Amsterdam, are you still trading Forex? You should have checked out yesterday's stream, my friend. It was an amazing stream, by the way. Really good stream. So yeah, no, I actually really like the setup. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that we will include this one right here. There we go. For Bitcoin, one more time here. Right now, Bitcoin the low. There we go. We're coming back down. We're coming towards that zone here. We're gonna come towards the 4.5 potentially. So I'm very curious to see if that will be soon. Just to see how we actually, you know, push into these zones, into that particular low right there, and see how we move. Very interested to see now. So yeah, Bitcoin, man, it's looking weak. And again, like I said before, even if Bitcoin would come up right now, that's I think the key of today. Even if Bitcoin would push up here, then there is a big chance we're going to see that rejection here. Okay, just if you look here one more time at the weekly time frame, like I said before, then this is now going to face that major or the daily major resistance right there. So if you just simply push into that zone and get rejected, that's when all these altcoins that we're looking on right now are going to come up and then potentially, you know, pushing into you know, our zones to also see a potential rejection, you know, from there. So that's why that's kind of the preparation that we're looking for at this particular moment here. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Tim. It's great to look for that particular trade here. Euro says SNX long. Let's add cost as well here, by the way. Let's do that. Yeah, okay, perfect. SNX right here, right? What's happening with SNX? Breaking through major support. Very important level. Very important moment for SNX here. This is a make or breaker for SNX right now, especially on the closure. So if we close below this, man, then it's bye-bye for SNX in the short term. Potentially coming down towards the $3 right here. So it's all about this daily closure right now at the moment. So if you can close below this level, then, you know, there is a most likely scenario that you immediately, you know, start coming down towards the next zone, which I think is you know, is key to mention here. Okay, which is then, you know, a pretty significant drop again. So this is just a matter of, you know, when we talked about, you know, a price pushing up, right, and then closing above that support and turning it into support, and then flipping bullish. Well, you could say the same thing for bearish momentum. If you start flipping down, you close below it, the next candle opens up, it creates a top wick, and it flips bearish, then boom, you have your trade right here, and your stop loss above the wick or whatever the wick will be, and then your target will be roughly around the $3 here, which is that next layer of support right now. So it all depends on how we close this candle, and if we, you know, manage to close below the 3.285 here. You know, sometimes these daily levels, trust me, these daily levels that are broken and closed, sometimes these are the most easiest trades in the world right here, because you eliminate a bunch of candles, you have the confirmation you need. Yes, you need to be a little bit more patient, but if you see a closure below a key level like that right here, you know, you could simply look for that candle flip formation of the next candle, and then boom, you enter a trade right here. So So what do I mean with that? One more time. Now let's imagine that this candle pushes up first, right? We close below it. It tries to push up here. It comes back in. And then out of nowhere, it flips right here. And it starts to flip that previous body. So for example, one more time. And this is, let's say, that particular candle. All right. So let me clarify this real quick. So we were bullish. Okay. We're trying to break above here. And then boom, you get pushed down into that resistance right here. We start pushing down. This is then, of course, where you flip bearish. But the moment you then break below that body closure, I don't know where we're going to close yet. Okay, it could be up here. It could be even further down. We need to see. But the moment it flips that body, in this case, it will be here. That's when you enter your position, right? That's then like your entry. And then your stop loss goes above that previous wick. And you target whatever gap you need to fill, whatever there is in between, which is in essence nothing. Okay, it's a gap. You have this particular zone, you have a couple wicks that we still need to fill here. There's a bunch of liquidity there still built up there. So these are one of the easiest trades to look at when trading crypto right now, I'm telling you. So if you're just patient enough, I hope it aligns a little bit with the timing of when you trade. Okay, but that would mean, for example, in 8 hours. In 8 hours from now, you would see that closure. And, that's then when a new candle opens up. Then you'll probably see, a flip happening where the next candle opens up. And that next candle is absolutely key to look at. So that's why I think that if you then, trade this way, you will really benefit from it. And again, of course, when you're in a ranging market, for Bitcoin, it doesn't make that much sense here. But because there are so many altcoins out there, there is always one moving, right? So that's the main reason why I highly recommend to look at it and at least backtest it for yourself. Okay, so key level is flipping, and that would exactly be my approach as well, depending on where we close, of course. If you close below, then that's kind of the confirmation that we're looking for. I'd hope to show some wins with you guys then to prove that it's legit. I've been doing it and it has been working well for me. Fantastic. The Crypto News says, is it time to long TRB? Well, we'll find out now. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. You have this high. I would not... Daily. I personally think it's still a little bit too... I get why. But the way we're pushing down here... This is not what I call not that liquidity building. This is straight up dumping here. So, like, you have to wait for a confirmation on this one right here. What's happening, man? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you, bro. Zulane Opman. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Keep it up. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Oh yeah, join the Discord. Okay, yeah, so it depends right here. You have that range. This is a beautiful range. This is usually where you want to see, let's say, that price action. So you want to then, create some sort of confirmation. But in order to really long it, I think this is what you want to see. So you come down. It shows that you come down and then you come up. You break this high. And then you push back and you look for a little bit of a higher low, and then you look for entries. I think that would give us much more confirmation for TRB right here. Euro says, is crypto trading easier than Forex? Well, the main difference between crypto and Forex is that everything is traceable, right? And the beautiful thing about that is, for example, if you go to CoinMarketCap right here, you know exactly, what the actual circulation is within this ecosystem here. So it's a bubble. So because of that, it's very easy to track what's happening here. And with these charts and the USDT dominance, you know, there are a lot of charts out there that can show you the confirmations you need here from a technical standpoint, that can show you exactly how money is moving within the markets here. You have all these type of narratives as well, right? So for example, you have, let's say, the crypto ecosystem right here, and you have others, right? We call this the others here. You have also the total DeFi, right? So this is like the total DeFi chart from all these crypto total DeFi projects right here. Boom. You know exactly what the market cap of total DeFi is. So if DeFi comes into support right here, right now, and it flips this resistance, this ultimate breakout into support here, that could be the moment for you to start thinking about, what are the best possible DeFi projects to invest in right now or to trade right now, right? That's why this is so important. You also have others right here, right? The top 10. So this is not total 1 or total 2 or total 3. No, this is the top 10 cryptocurrencies right here. So in case, you know, that's formulated in one chart. So if you then see this being in support here, you might think, okay, we are bouncing. We're having a confirmation. Which one of the top 10 is performing the best? Boom. That's why, you know, you can then look for potential setups and trades of that particular, you know, currency. So whereas Forex is extremely hard to track what the money is doing, what the money flow is, how trillions of dollars are moving in the market here, a lot of data which we as retail traders have no access to, we can see here on the blockchain. That's why we have, as a retail trader and investor, a slight edge over, you know, the more institutional traders out there here, just because we have more access to more information, if that makes sense. So my conclusion would be, you know, it is easier to trade, yet, of course, you have to know exactly what to look for. So yeah, can you check ZRX for longs, please? For longs. Well, let's just wait and see how this weekly candle closes right now, because you're at a key level here. Because if you start breaking this, you're in problem. You have some issues here. Oh, the camera went out. Give me 1 second, guys. Of course, the air conditioning is way too hot here. The camera gets overheated. There we go. Hope that's better. It's too bad. Did it just turn out, or anyways, let me know, Euros. Let me know. Okay. Yeah, ZRX for long. So if you start holding above the 30.84, so like this particular zone, then it's all good. If we close this weekly candle below that level, it's not looking that great. It's really not looking that great here, because then the next serious zone here is the 26 cents right there. So that would mean another 15% drop, and that next zone would mean 22 cents right there. So, you know, this is where things get a little bit tricky right now. So I would not touch ZRX right now whatsoever, unless you know something that I don't know about the project itself. But you know, that weekly candle is showing me that we're looking weak, and if you close below the zone, which is the 30.73, then there is more downside potential, you know. So let's hope that we stay above it. Let's see. Aston Mill says Arbitrum. Yeah, same thing for Arbitrum, but the Arbitrum right now is coming back towards this major zone. This is going to cause a lot of support here. So Arbitrum at 169.79 is going to cause potentially a lot of support here. So, you know, the way we're already coming down right now is interesting, but again, you can see that you know, we have never practically retested this particular high yet. So if you can flip this in support, yeah, it's very interesting because that would mean a 30% drop. And of course, Arbitrum is an incredible project. People are extremely hyped about it. So of course, when you have these holders that are accumulating Arbitrum, of course, this is a level where they're going to start accumulating from. You could say that's like the 1.6979 right here. So yeah, do take in consideration that that could be a very important level to look at right now for a trade. Like we're in the middle of nowhere, so we have to really wait and see how this one goes here. But again, that daily level here, if you start getting towards that weekly zone, then yeah, then I would set an alert. I would right away set an alert right here on that thing. Okay, at 169.79 here. So yeah, very, very important. So Litecoin did not flip. That's why you don't need to enter. If we would have flipped bullish, that's where we would have placed the position right away here. We got an alert on Ordi right now. Okay. So let's see what has happened here with Ordi. Oh yeah, we are back at that zone. All right, Ordi is there. Ordi has arrived, you could say. Okay, we're almost there on the lower time frame here. Okay, nice. Yeah, price is dropping. Yep, Bitcoin is dropping right now. It keeps dropping. It keeps selling. The price is still selling off here. We are now tapping into that zone here. There we go. We are there. We were waiting for that moment. Let's see how price pulls into that zone here. 40.5 right now is our next layer of support here. Super important moment to see how we develop. Actually quite interesting to look at it real quick. Yeah, this is actually quite important. Let's see how we develop here. All right, we tapped into multiple times right now. We're absorbing these orders right here. One more time. It really wants to go through here, but you know, it's holding up. It's holding up for now. Look at that. Very interesting to see how it's holding, how it's stepping into that zone here at 40.5 right now. If you start breaking it, the next zone right away is of course the 40.4 and potentially even lower back to the 40,000 even. So it's a key level to look at right now here. So this is the moment of truth, you could say here for Bitcoin. It's like watching sports or a boxing fight or something. You can see right now that we're really trying to hold on above this level here. By the way, who's watching the UFC this weekend? Okay, I'm actually quite excited. I'm a big fighting fan. I watch every single fight. Boxing, MMA, you name it. Kickboxing. So I'm looking forward to the UFC this weekend. Very interesting to see what's going to happen here. Just as exciting as watching the bookmap right now. Very interesting. Billy Joe says Shido and Myro are on my watch list. Maybe pretty big move next week. Yeah, Myro is like crazy hype right now. I've seen it all over the place, all over social media as well. So we can look at it in a second here. Let's see. Who you got in the Strickland versus Duplessis? I think Duplessis is gonna crush him. He looks locked in, hungry, and yeah, his wrestling skills are through the roof. So I have a lot of confidence here. It's awkward style and everything. Well, they're both awkward, but I think that South Africa will get the title here. Let's see. Okay. Look how we're holding here. Barely though. Barely holding here right now. We are starting to break through here, guys. It's an important sell-off right here. Okay, we are coming back down here. Let me quickly go to the CME futures chart as well. Super important to see. We are getting there right now. We're coming very, very close to the CME gap, which is sitting around the 39.6 and the 40.4. So we're almost there. Almost going for the CME gap right now at this particular moment in time here. And the Bitcoin dominance is going for it. The Bitcoin dominance is starting to come up here. So are we going to go for that CME gap fill right now? That's the question. High likelihood. High likelihood right here. High likelihood. There we go. Boom. And it's gone. And it's gone. It took out the lows. Pushes up right away. It's getting volatile here. Okay. It's getting there right now. It broke the lows here. Took out everything. All the orders. And boom. That's it. How interesting is this to see on the bookmap here? That's why it's such an interesting tool to just see what is actually happening. How orders are getting absorbed here. And then like Cowboys do with the footprint chart as well, you can even see more happening in regards to each specific, candle and, how these candles are created, what these type of orders are. But, this is looking very, very interesting here. So a lot of liquidity has been taken there. Okay. On the 1 minute time frame, you can see right now as well. Not on futures here, but on the regular chart. Let me see if you can get there now. There was an immediate reaction. Once these lows were taken out, you could see directly, that turnaround happening for Bitcoin here. So, okay. That's interesting how it took out that level here, and it creates a higher high internally here. So there we go. Is it time to turn around, or is it time to continue down here? We will find out. We have our setups. Ready. So yeah, let's do a couple more charts here. Okay, a little bit of a price action view, you could say, for Bitcoin right now. But let's see what we have here. Crypto news is our Cardano. We're gonna look at Mario as well. Definitely, let's do that as well. Okay. Cardano, man. Wow. That is right now not looking that particularly good here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so Cardano, again, same thing. Man, all these setups for this weekend are going to be so good if you close these daily candles below these levels right here. Because you can start really scaling in all these positions right now short. When looking at what you're setting up right here. You close below it. The next candle comes up and it flips and it has a huge gap to fill here. So the way we're going to close is so important. But again, the fact that you close below that support is so crucial. Therefore, if you start really breaking below here, the next candle comes down, boom, you have your entry. It's really simple. You can also then flip this on the lower time frame if you want to look on the lower time frame for a high probability risk to reward. You can also do that here. But the safest trades are usually where you close, you flip, you retest, you flip a bearish, and you look for the next layer of support here, which is then going to be at 45. And then below all the way, if you start breaking this, you start coming towards this particular zone, of course, this particular range right there for Cardano right now. So yeah, no, it's definitely, a breakdown potentially coming down here towards the 45. But again, that closure is where the magic happens here. You can always look for a pullback on the lower time frame already around that zone. So this is, of course, a beautiful range right here. This would have been like the last trade that you can see right there. You can see that it broke it. And then after it flipped it, right here beautifully, you tapped into that zone and you started to get rejected. Then again, you came down here. Okay. This was around, yeah, this was roughly around an hour and a half ago, almost 2 hours ago, where you came into that zone and you sold off from there. Okay. So that's also a trick that I can look for, or that you guys can look for as well in the daily time frame, is where you wait, just highlight these daily levels. Okay. That's it. Highlight daily levels. Wait for it to be broken, go to the lower time frame, see how you developed here, see if you can flip that resistance into support or that support into resistance, and then look for your opportunities right here in the lower time frame. And if you just are sharp and you are able to catch these levels here, only thing that you have to do is you have to just set these alerts on these levels. Once you have set these alerts on these levels, you know, you can just start looking at the charts and see how it operates on the lower time frame. And if it breaks it, boom, you know, you have these monster trades right here. It's really, really remarkable to look at it. But, you know, now you can always look on the daily time frame. If you've missed it, wait for the next candle to flip bearish and look for further continuation here. But for now, next levels, of course, are the 45.35. That's probably the next target from now, which is going to be a 5% move to the downside right here. So yeah, if you wanna take a short right now, then it's a 1-to-1, 20x leverage, and then going for that one right here. But again, it's just, I mean, it's possible. It is possible. It is possible because there is nothing to fill there. But again, it comes down to your personal strategy, of course. Right here. So yeah, this weekend, guys, I'm telling you, this weekend are going to be full of trade opportunities, okay? The fact that you're breaking right now below these key levels on the higher time frame are amazing. Amazing for us to look in the weekend for all these setups right there. You have these opportunities that are aligning due to the fact that the breakdown, you know, is a key component for, you know, further continuation. The probability is so much higher now that you can look for further continuation here, that the only thing that you have to think about is how can I scale into my positions right here? And how does it work with my risk to reward and then my risk management? How do I actually actively manage my trade once I'm in position right there? That's all we're looking for. So Cardano, fantastic here. You know, that's definitely one layer. That's definitely a potential weekend trade right there as well. Even though you've missed it on the lower time frame, no worries. That's how we look at it. You know, over and over again. So that's a very easy and simple way to go from macro to micro. This is just one strategy, of course. We have tons of other ways of looking at it. But again, this might be something something interesting here. Solana is doing right now the same exact thing. Solana is holding up a little bit better. But look at it right here. Okay. This was that key daily level. Sitting at around 89.4385. This particular zone is next with the $76 here. Of course, you have a zone in the middle right here at 82.4. But again, even this towards this is already a 7% move to the downside. Let alone stand another 15% to the downside right here as well here. Okay. Bitcoin is right now back at new support here, 40.38. And it's just slowly going through all these orders right now. It's like butter, almost. So, for example, daily time frame on Solana is right there. We just broke that actual weekly or the daily zone here. So that's just happening right now. Look at the hourly candle here. Okay. There are also ways where you can do this with the hourly. You wait for this hourly candle to close below right now. The next candle comes up and it flips. And you target the next area, which is going to be the 82.5. And boom, you are in your position right here. Okay. That's the confirmation that you can look for. Another one is then, of course, on the 5-minute, looking for that last zone, which is then interesting, of course. That could be... I think it could be this one right here. Let's see where that last significant high was. Yeah. So that's this zone right there. So if you start coming back into that zone one more time, right? You come back, then you can wait for it to come into that level, you enter from there, or that's an entry. You come back into that zone, you wait, and you look for further continuation to the downside. Same thing as Cardano did before. Or you wait for that confirmation of the previous low, and you wait then for that break, and you put your stop loss above that, still above that same high. Well, then of course you target the lows, which is still a nice, beautiful 3-to-1 on your money. So it's always about the confirmation you're looking for, the type of entries you take and stuff. But again, Solana is super nice right now as well. It just broke to a key major daily level as well here. But that's fantastic. Beautiful. What's next? What's next? Polkadot. Let's see what Polkadot is doing. Same thing. Key levels, all of them. Fantastic. Polkadot though. Let's see what the potential is here. Yeah, it's kind of this zone right here. Same scenario. If you start closing this this 4 hour, let's see the 4 hour candle. I would look for the daily closure here, because there's truly nothing in the middle that could give you the next zone of 5.7, and that's a significant move for Polkadot. There's a 15% move to the downside right here. So yeah, it's all about that closure right here, right now. And I think it gives you a tremendous amount of opportunities. So I would just create your watch list and really start looking at these setups right here, because it's pretty simple trading if you start closing below all these daily levels right now. One, not really, right? One, why not really one? Or Harmony one? Look at all that price structure that's there. Look at the difference between, you know, Harmony one right here and Cardano, or Harmony one right here and Solana, right? That's the difference here, that there is not much happening in between. You have that expansion, creating that gap. It's easy to fill that gap. You're in the middle of nowhere. If you have these confirmations, you know, you have your trades right there. AVAX, another key example right there, if you ask me. Now we're breaking below AVAX here. So again, let's go to the lower time frames on AVAX here. This could be something very, very nice. The reason why is because you also have this range. Fantastic. This was the last high. This is the low. You are coming to key levels here. You might be already getting rejected right at this zone right there. All right, you might be pushing up, getting rejected, and boom, you have your entry right here on the 30-minute. And you look for further continuation to the upside. Of course, we're never looking to enter right here unless you have these confirmations of these candles. Even when you come down and you close up here, you want to at least have that top wick for the next candle right there. Okay? Very, very important here. Yeah, sorry guys for the camera here. Every single time when the air conditioning is off, my camera gets overheated. It's like 30 degrees in here right now, Celsius in this room. So keep me updated. Keep me updated. It should be fixed next time again. Okay. Let's see what we have here. We need some fire in the chat right now. Okay. Let's go over a couple of more. Phil says blur. Okay, let's pick Maxi here. It's still holding up very good. Very strong. If you look here at a 3-hour charter, for example, right? You think, okay, yeah, it's looking weak. Work a lower low, lower high, lower low. But if you then go to the daily, then boom, you're now back at crucial support here. So yeah, that's where you always have to be aware of the higher time frame, because sometimes when you look on the lower time frame, we're so obsessed with the lower time frame right here, and we're thinking that, you know, that's the, you know, that's the trade to take. But then on the higher time frame, you see that you're in support right there. So yeah, I mean, then we need to close below the zone, which is a little bit further down. And I mean, like right now, we need to hold above here, which is sitting around still this zone. So as long as you're holding above the 60 cents, then you're good in that matter here. USDT is pushing through daily resistance. If that's the case here, then you have to, yeah, there we go. There we go. We're waiting for that moment. That was the, there was a key level, a truly key level to break through here. So yeah, Bitcoin is starting to come down here, and most likely it's just a matter of time right now before we start filling up that actual CME gap right here. And then based upon that, we will see how it goes here. Right away back down to the 39.5 as our next target. I know there are guys here that are waiting for the CME gap to be filled to go long again. So be aware of that right here. So the longer we hold around this level, and if we close actually these daily levels below what we just discussed here, on the Cardano, on all these, you know, setups right here, Solana, Polkadot, then in this weekend you have all these continuation shorts to the downside ready, because you can still come down for that CME fill right there. Okay. Euro says, as you see, delayed Vitality spot a term ETF. Yeah, until May. Correct. We heard about this indeed. We were supposed to have it in March, but it's now May, if I'm correct. Yeah. Vicky says, what's your thoughts on Super? I got a couple spot positions. I'm around break even. On the moment, things perhaps similar to one, that there is support there in that range. Good question. Let's look at it. It's tricky. Yeah, the monthly, we're below the monthly resistance right here. So that's the main reason why we have a hard time with pushing through. The monthly looks overall quite good right here. The daily time frame, same thing. It's like we still have that zone around 42.42, which is it is a significant decrease though. It's still a 30% decrease right here. You are getting rejected also from this zone here, so from this area of supply. So you have a lot of confluences against, you know, like a lot of things that we need to break. You have that monthly resistance, that weekly supply. That internal rejection, you could say, right now as well. So I think it's like the point of control of that range. Yeah, the point of control of that range. And you can see that you have a lot of that liquidity built up here. It looks like we can come down here. We have that point of control rejection. We have this zone here. It looks like it wants to come down right now back towards, yeah, at least the 45 cents here. It's at least this is what it's looking like right now. And the way we're kind of, you know, formulating what we're building here, it's looking like we're kind of reversing here at the moment. The only thing that would give us that continuation would truly mean a break above the monthly, you could say, resistance right here. which is this the 62.73, but you don't also need that monthly closure above it. So it's too far away to say how that's gonna go. You're sitting around break even, you say? Let me know. Yeah, I think it's a little bit. I think that there is a more likelihood that you could, accumulate a little bit lower, and because the chart is just not looking that particularly strong right now, and the overall market in general the same, right? So therefore, I think maybe this is just a suggestion. You don't have to follow up whatsoever. You can get out when you can, for free, and then. In case everything, suddenly magically, turns around and it looks strong here, you can always wait for that breakout above the 71 here, the 71 and the 69. And you might think, yeah, but that's much higher. It is higher. But the point is I want to make is that if you break above this zone, then you can flip that, and then you're right away in that momentum train. So then you can make these percentages right away in that momentum, and you're not sitting and waiting, holding and hoping that it's like holding up here. So you have that extra confirmation, that fuel that you need to then directly come into profits, to start taking profits quickly, to then use these profits to put it into another project, to start scaling your positions this way. And worst by worst, like that's the worst case scenario. That would happen if you don't sell right now, is that you then have to reaccumulate when you have that beautiful higher time frame confirmation. If you come down right now, okay, then there is a big chance that you can start accumulating your position here, roughly 30% more for the same amount of value, right? If not, even a little bit further to the downside here, based upon that gap and that we're seeing here. So I was thinking about this zone. Yeah, you could say a 30% move. So unless you're dollar cost averaging and you're happy with that, you can just keep it in. Otherwise, I think that coming down and waiting for price to come here to buy again is maybe more interesting. Or of course, wait for price to break out and confirm on the retest, to look for the continuation right there, for that next leg to the upside here, that next wave, I could say. So I hope that makes sense, Vicky. I think that this is something, don't be afraid to get out of the market, because you can always hop back in. There are so many projects out there, and I'm super confident that the confirmations are sometimes amazing, being right in the momentum right there, especially when you're in spot. Marton says I have to go. Thank you for today's stream as well. It was clean and perfect again. Have a beautiful weekend, fam. See you next week. Thank you, Marton. Shout out to you, my friend. Great to see you as always. Amazing. Billy Joe says Uma blasted offer. Let's look at it right now. Wow. Yeah, probably like some news event or something. Let me quickly look here. Just quickly see what's popping there, because it has to be something. What's happening there? Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's really crazy here with Uma. I don't know what exactly happened here, but it seems like a massive squeeze out of the market here. Look at this weekly candle as well. That's a 250% increase. Wow. Yeah. Like it broke above that resistance and it just kept going. It kept going. Did it close the daily candle above? That's what it did. Yeah, so that's what I mean, man. Look at these key levels, right? Like, if you are aware of these levels here, sometimes, and not always, this is not gonna happen all the time, but sometimes you're gonna get these runners. That's just the way it is here. You see that resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and you break out of that resistance right there. You close that daily candle, and like we said before here, what you wait for is you wait again for that next candle, create the bottom wick, to flip the body right here. That's what you want to look for. You flip that body. That's going to be your entry. Your stop loss is then going to be, of course, below that wick. And you target whatever happens here. And boom, before you know it, you have, made 26 times your money back. So do that then 26 more times with, these type of daily confirmations. And yeah, you're not going to tell me that you're going to be a losing trader, right? If that matters, if you are able to catch, these type of moves sometimes. Again, this doesn't happen all the time, of course, but it's just to show you an example of how powerful daily candle flips can be when you break and flip it into support right here, or when you break out of it and close above it here. That's why I said to you guys that it's so important right now to look for the same thing with Cardano, with Solana, with Polkadot to the downside. Same scenario. Okay, you have a major gap here. If you start now coming down and the next candle now flips bearish, that could be a fantastic entry, stop loss above the highs, and boom, you take it to whatever it goes here while Bitcoin is crashing, coming down to lower targets. So that's amazing ways to get into your positions right now if you were unable to get into the top, into these top trades right here and holding onto your positions as well here. So yeah, that's another key example of why it's such a powerful way of looking at it. But again, Yuma, yeah, it's crazy. That's a serious move here. Would not look to trade now, obviously, right here, because yeah, I mean, unless you want to short it. But we don't know the exact reason of this pump here, so I'll be extremely careful. That's it. Ray says, I'm in a break. Thomas says we can still calling, otherwise I'm gonna go. No, go to the gym, but it's okay. We'll keep it up. Keep it up. Next time here, my man. I'm in a break-even position on Ripple and ADM shorts. Price came down to about 50% of my target. Thoughts on Tether dominance breaking through resistance? Should I take some profits here? Price came down to about 50% of my target. Let me know what your entry of the ATM is. We can look at it here. Big shout out to Thomas, man. Was amazing yesterday on stream. Really enjoyed it. I have a main channel right here, guys. If you guys are interested in trading Forex as well, then understand that we have another channel right here. That's actually my main channel right here, in case you're wondering what we're doing here on this one. We also have a Forex channel where we trade live Forex. That's real boom. Trading, entering positions, all that stuff here. Bitcoin works slightly different, of course. You have to be extremely on point here, but the moment in Bitcoin, the volume will become much more consistent in the markets. That's where it's going to be extremely easy to be and start actually trading live again. Live right here. But amazing setups regardless for this weekend. A lot of setups here that are interesting right now. Okay, so let's look at Ripple then, or XRP then. Because you're in break even, you said. I mean, yeah. Oh man, XRP. It's really trying to hang on here. Yeah. Weekly closure. You can also again get out and wait for further confirmation. I think that's sometimes maybe even better. But yeah, on the other side, you are coming back towards this key range. So that's kind of your last level of support right now. I don't know where your entry was for XRP here, but you can always look to see how you react from the point of control. And if you start breaking the point of control, I would get out of the market. I really would get out and wait for further confirmation, because that would mean a weekly break and a closure below the point of control. So that means exit the markets right there for XRP. In that manner here. For Atom then. Nine, 6, okay, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, so Atom indeed came down here. Your entry was at 9,965. I think that's a great entry. That's a great entry. Oh, no, what happened here? No, that's a really, really nice entry, my friend. So 965. No, that's a great entry. Beautiful. You have an hourly closure below, multiple hourly closures already below it. You know, it's never a bad idea to take some profits here due to the fact that you're coming back towards this low right now. But I would definitely not close your whole position here. I would definitely start taking some profits, but you already broke below this next layer of support as well here. So it's going to be very hard to get back towards your entry right now in a very short term. I would definitely hold your position as long as you can, but at least take some profits out of the market right now, regardless. Because of this low, it's an amazing, you know, point to look at. But when going back to the higher time frame, your entry is sitting at around. Yeah, it's great, bro. I would actually wait and see how far you can take this potentially. Especially if you close the daily candle below the 9.4, then fantastic. Then just definitely hold it up, because then that means that you have, you know what you've done actually? You've actually done exactly that here. Maybe you didn't realize it, but you waited for that closure below that initial, this is more on the 12 hour, you could say. There we go, this one right here. So you had this candle, right? And you flipped right here at that level. That was exactly your entry the moment you flipped the body of the previous 12 hour, the previous daily candle. And that was the key level right here as well. So this is where it kind of expanded from. So that's kind of a key low that you used. Now, the fact that you broke it here, I don't know where your stop loss was, but maybe it was right 9.9 or something. I mean, you entered on that candle flip. So it's beautiful. Now you even broke below this low here. So that next candle could lead into that continuation even. So good job. Very good job. Really nice trade. Amazing to see here. In the meantime, Bitcoin is coming down to fill up that CME gap here. And the Tether dominance is breaking key levels right now of initial resistance right there. So it's the moment of truth right now for Tether. The next layer right here is a 6.2%. If you start coming above that, it's game over. You could start really looking for further continuation here. So yeah, all interesting stuff here. Okay, I think that's it. I think it's clear for what I'm personally looking for here right now. Based upon all these confirmations right now, you can see clearly that, you know, what we're seeing here is that every single major level on the daily is now getting broken on the majority of cryptocurrencies right here. Most of them have that price action here, but the big players like Cardano, Solana, these have just massive gaps still yet to be filled here. So if you start, you know, waiting for that closure right now, 7 hours left for the daily closure below. Then immediately tomorrow, or in 7 hours, or in like 8-9 hours from now, see if you can flip this next candle, the daily open of the next day. And if you flip that one bearish here, boom, you have, a perfect entry model that could lead into the momentum for further continuation here. Okay. Yeah, there is just a lot of momentum here, and same counts, of course, for when we're extremely bullish. And again, when you do this, when the market is actually bullish, when the market is actually reversing, when we're actually heading into a bull run, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. You remove a tremendous amount of noise from the charts, trying to get your perfect entry on the lower time frame. You can always get into the higher and then wait for that flip. Still treat it like a day trade, and then always scale into your position once you have already secured yourself on break even. In futures, there are many ways where you can start just scaling in, and you can just, put your stop loss on break even, get into another one, increase your average order, but again, utilize that and start building up your position to certain levels. And sky is the limit from there. So highly recommend you to look at it here. For the rest, just keep a close eye. That's my recommendation for this weekend here. Wait to see where we close, the daily candles right now on the majority of these big caps here. I think this is where you can find the majority of your positions right here in the next coming hours from now. All right, looking very, very good for Bitcoin. Again, that CME gap is a matter of time here. Next layer of support for Bitcoin is going to be at the 39.5K. So keep a close eye on that one here. We are not there yet. We have no idea how far we're going to take it today still, but we're going to find out soon here. Okay. Last but not least, I see that some of them are already pulling back. If you get the opportunity to trade, then I would highly recommend you to look at render. We just looked at render right here and wait for that rejection somewhat a little bit higher, because that could lead also in that continuation right there. Okay. There we go. Making sure that my camera is fixed next time, or that I'm wearing a jacket here because of my air conditioning. I need to fix something with my camera. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys are having had a great week so far. It was a great trading week from my side here. We made some money this week with crypto, but also with Forex. So this was a great trading week for myself. However, crypto never sleeps. Do take that in consideration. Okay. It's going to probably be interesting due to the fact that in the weekend, the stock market is closed. Therefore, we will see how big the outflux will be of cryptos. But the confirmations are going to be there in a couple hours from now. One more time is join our Discord. It's time to join right now. If you're new and you're watching, get in to our Discord. We have a fantastic community. Cowboy is going to host an Asian session tomorrow, I've seen here, in around 7 hours. That's exactly when the daily candle closes right here. Cowboy is going to go live in Discord right here in the crypto VIP. So join Cowboy if you can, if you are available to come. It will be absolutely fantastic here, because I can guarantee you he's going to give you guys some absolute bombs as always here. Okay. Thank you guys. Yeah, really enjoyed this week. Looking forward to see you next week as well. And hopefully next week we have some more stable price action. We're waiting for that move here. But it's going to come, guys. It's going to come. Be patient and be prepared. And we're going to win. Okay? Thank you very much. And I hope to see you soon. Have a great weekend. Keep you updated. And let's keep in touch in the weekend, yeah? Let's talk about the charts here. Because, we are not finished yet. We still have to work. All right? See you guys. Ciao, ciao, ciao.